I want to correct a falsehood that has been going on for decades about General in the 1966 coup. The so-called Igbo coup. The maliciously called Igbo coup. The British people don't trust Igbos to defend their interests. They know very well that Igbos are uncontrollable. Igbos can be tamed. Igbos will kick them out of Nigeria in few years. So they don't trust Igbos. They signed an agreement with the Fulani to defend their interests and empower them. They created all the necessary structures to make sure that Fulani remains in power. That's what the British did. It was Britain that clearly told Zik, you are not going to be the first leader of Nigeria. They threatened him for prosecution. They said they would jail him if he attempts to take over Nigeria, its first president. Zik was the one who fought Nigeria independence. It was Zik. But what the British people didn't do was not to recruit people in the military and public service without merit. The British didn't do that. In as much that the British people planned to have Fulani rule and control Nigeria for their own interests, they never ever did non-meritorious recruitment. It was because of meritorious recruitment, which requires you, before you enter the military, you must have school cert, Cambridge school cert, Cambridge GCE. You must have it, or higher school cert, for you to go through a commission process into the military, or to senior cadre in police and other law enforcement. And Igbos were dominant. If you make it on merit, you know the Igbos will take 90%. Anytime you introduce merit in anything, Igbos will dominate it. Because they are excellent people. Give it to them. That's the truth. So Igbos were over 60% of senior officers in military, over 60% in police, in public service over 60%. And that was the status how it was. Because recruitment were based on merit. Now, they forced Zik. First of all, the two conditions they gave Zik for independence are: number one, the three regions must agree for independence. They not say they don't want independence. That was why we didn't have independence in 1957. It was Saduana that told the British people, we don't want to be independent. Three, that Zik will never be the president of the new nation. And that Zik must not accept anything called secession inside the constitution, 1958 constitution. Some of you will keep on saying Zik was the one Nigerian man. Zik was the person who did not want to execute. It's a lie. In 1946 constitution, Zik advocated for Igbo to be separated from Nigeria. Zik supported Biafra. It was because of Zik that 4 African nations, 4 recognized Biafra. He called them and told them to recognize Biafra. Anybody telling you that Zik does not want Nigeria to be divided is a liar. For that Zik in 1958 Constitutional Conference said they should not put secession in Nigerian Constitution. Well, because the British mandated him to do that. It was the British that mandated him as a condition for independence. They told him, number one, you're not going to be the leader of the new nation. 2, you're not going to allow secession. If we must give you independence. That was why Zik did that. It was not because Zik wanted Nigeria to be one. It's not true. He has earlier asked for separation in 1946 constitution. And he supported Biafra. You know that it was Zik that made African nations to recognize Biafra. If he didn't want separation, why did he do that? Now, Zik accepted. That was why he made it say, so long that Nigeria is independent, he doesn't care whether he's the first leader or not. Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, Kenyatta, all these people are Zik boys. They helped all these nations to become independent. They were looking up to him to also be the first leader of Nigeria. They were disappointed that Zik was not the first leader. They were very disappointed. It was what Britain want. Britain does not want Igbo control. Do you know that in 1959 elections, Zik and CNC scored 2.4 million votes. 2.4 million votes. That was Zik and CSC. Naturally, Zik is supposed to be the head of state. He's supposed to be the Prime Minister of Nigeria. Ahmadu Bello MPC scored 1.9 million. Whereas Awolowo AG scored 1.4 million. But it was Tafawa Balewa that became Prime Minister because Britain wanted it like that. Britain said that the Igbos are uncontrollable. The Igbos cannot, because they don't trust them to serve their interests. They know that the Igbo will kick them out, kick their ass out of Nigeria once they are allowed to control Nigeria. Now, let me tell you something that happened immediately after independence. Some of you don't know where. They don't tell these stories. They don't give this story background. They created a narrative that will put Igbos in danger and put them in quandary. And everybody were running with their narrative. That's why they don't study history in Nigeria. They don't in history, because they know why. You know why they don't put history? They don't study history in school. You know why they don't study history in school? The reason why they don't study history in school is because they prefer the public opinion media propaganda to run Nigerian history, where all of you are told that Igbo did this, Igbo did this, Igbo did this, Igbo did this, Igbo did this. That one is preferable, because any day they put history in Nigerian curriculum as an education, it becomes a legal document. The day they put history to be made history to be studied in secondary school, it becomes a legal document, studying Nigerian history. And if they go, this propaganda they are making you put a belief. Igbo did this, Igbo did this, Igbo did Q, Igbo did this. The day they make history part of Nigerian curriculum, and it becomes a legal document, and there will be legal battle. The truth of what actually happened will go to court. Because you cannot teach lie as a curriculum. That is why they remove history from secondary school. Because why? They cannot make it a legal document. Once you make this lie, they're telling you, Igbo coup, Igbo killed this, Igbo did this, Igbo did this, Igbo did this. This is what Biafra. They can't tell the true story of the Biafra war. The day they make it a curriculum, do you know what's going to happen? People go to court. So they have to remove it from educational system and now allow the lie in media level and the propaganda to shrink. That one is better for their politics against Igbo. Now let me tell you what happened. As soon as Tafawa Balewa took over as Prime Minister of Nigeria in 19, even though they didn't win the election, then Zik scored 2.4 million votes. MPC scored 1.9 million votes. Yet Zik was not the Prime Minister. Tafawa Balewa ordered the principal of King's College. It has never happened in Nigerian history. King's College is an elite school for the best or the brightest of the kids. He ordered the principal of King's College that the man should reserve 10 positions for Northerners without writing entrance exam. That way it started, though, so they can know what is happening. By the time he came down to the same time, he discovered that the Northerners are more in rank and file in military. They don't have any senior commission officers. Very few of them, and those few of them are Christians Northern Christians who went to mission school. They don't have. Do you know what this guy did? He packed people who don't have school cert, who have never written school cert. They packed them from the north. Pack them. They don't have any work. They have never written work. Buhari is among them. He took them to Canada. They rejected them in Defense Academy. They said they are not trainable. He took them to Britain. They rejected them in British Defense Academy. He took them to India. They rejected them. You know what he did? He called in their military relationship. They said, please train these people for 6 months for me. He trained them and brought them back to Nigeria and commissioned them second lieutenants. People that don't have WAEC. It has never happened in Nigerian history. Throughout the time of colonial period, you never had people who were commissioned without WAEC, who never went to Defense Academy. Buhari, you people called Messiah, Cherubim and Seraphim, Angel. He was among the people that were commissioned without school cert. This guy went and told them to train them in 6 months, and he brought them back to Nigeria and commissioned all of them second lieutenant. Whereas we have Nigerians who were admitted in India Defense Academy, Nigerians admitted in Canada Defense Academy, Nigeria admitted in British Defense Academy. They are still in their second year. Somebody who don't have school cert became second lieutenant. Why he is still in second year in Defense Academy? Tell me why there should be happiness in the military. He did it in 1961. He did it in 1962. He did it in 1963. If you check the people who did the January 1966 coup, check them. It's major down. Major down. These are the people that were affected by this non-merit commissioning in military. And you don't do that in military. If you check, he's from major down. These are the people who were affected. There was so much discontent in the military because of favored unmerited promotion, unmerited commissioning. That was communicated to January 1966 coup. They don't tell you this part of the story. Do you know that there was a TV riot in Benue? There was a TV riot in Benue. And the garrison commander in Makode was one Igbo man, a major. Something Anuforo. TV were protesting Sharia. They said they don't want to live under Sharia. Ahmadu Bello ordered this major in Makode garrison that he should shoot protesters on the spot. Civilians that are not armed, he said they should shoot them. The Igbo major refused. He disobeyed the order. Ahmadu Bello ordered this Igbo major to be arrested. He put them inside prison. They not tell you that. They not tell you that story. In addition to all the commissioning he was commissioning, him and Tafa Belewa were commissioning people who no get school start into the military. If it were you when you go school, you go defense academy, somebody when no get school start come become your oga, how will you feel? They are the people that organized that coup that killed him. Where they are not telling us they killed Tafawa, they did not kill Nibo, they did not kill this one, they did not kill them. Tell me why that terrorist should not be killed. I am telling my Igbo bro, if they tell you say you kill them is Igbo coup, chest it, yes, you kill him. Tafawa Belewa deserve to be killed 10 times. Ahmadu Bello supposed to be killed because of the atrocity of what they committed. They said, they killed this one, they didn't kill this one, they killed that. Are you going to kill Michael Ockman that was growing Eastern economy at 9%? What offense did he do? You're going to kill somebody who is industrializing, that become the fastest growing economy in the world. A place that is racing ahead of Korea, racing ahead of Brazil. You will leave terrorists, people who are trying to Islamize Nigeria. Something you should be celebrating. Ahmadu Bello was killed. It's a cause of celebration that those boys were brave enough to say, we can't want this nonsense to continue. It should be celebrated that those boys were brave enough to kill Ahmadu Bello and kill Tafawa Balewa. For the foundation they are laying that is creating problem in the Nigerian system. This is the story, the ringy rang. I mean to tell you, even though the coup was not an Igbo coup, we know it wasn't. IBB just said it that it was not an Igbo coup. Check the people who are in corner. Check the people who are lower rank, from captain down. Check them. They are mostly non-Igbos. These are the people that were affected by the policy of no-merit commissioning. You'll be commissioning somebody will not get school start ahead of you in the military. Me will go defense academy, spend 4 years before I come now. The person is already captain. Whereas I'm second lieutenant. Tell me how that will ring same way. That is why they plotted that coup to kill these two people, both Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa. Now it was 10 Igbo senior officers that stopped the coup. If Igbo have one friend, if you notice that all the Igbos who are from lieutenant colonel and above did not participate, do you know why? They were not affected by this no-merit system. They were the people that were commissioned before independence. And there's no way they could allow Nzogu to succeed. Because if they allow Nzogu to succeed, a lot of them who are lieutenant colonels, brigadier, they will be retired. They will be repaired. So that was why they had no hand. They don't know what those boys were doing. They were grieving junior officers that were affected by policy. That was why they stopped them and arrested them. All of you run around, twisted the story. Britain helped them twist the story that was an Igbo coup. They killed Northern leader. They did not kill Igbo leader. Without knowing the background of what is happening, that these people they killed are terrorists. Tafawa Balewa is a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Ahmadu Bello is a terrorist and deserve to be killed. Because they were reversing everything Igbo were doing and making Nigeria horrible. So know that very well. See, they are not telling you the true story of Nigeria. I'm telling you guys. You guys should learn to know the true story of Nigeria. Everything they told you about Igbo is a lie. The earlier this country separates and we get to live truthful life and develop ourselves, the better for us.